Right, so we're in a different location this time. No pretty bookcase behind me because I'm filming at my partner's house and he doesn't have enough books in this house to make a pretty background out of. There's 3 books in this bedroom. One's by the Sidemen, one's by Rio Ferdinand, and one's mine that I brought from home. So we're making do. In life, we get what we get and we don't throw a fit. In my life, I get bland backgrounds. Nevertheless, bland backgrounds do not stop us doing what we want to do, and that's what we're talking about today. How to find time to write. All the little things you can do to adjust your routine and get an extra hour or so writing in there a day. Life is busy. There doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day to get everything you need to do done, let alone everything you want to do. I need to eat, clean, sleep, call my mother before she explodes, see my friends, see my partner, go to work, run a blog. There's a lot I do and there's not enough hours in the day, but this is how I get it all done. Changed my routine slightly and made adjustments in the new year. So here are ways that I find time to write. First things first, if you really wanted to, you would. And that is just a little truth bomb I'm going to leave there. If you really wanted to be doing something, you would already be doing it. You would be moving around your schedule to find time to do it. You would make it a priority. Doing things for other people always seems to be a main priority, and you always seem to forget about yourself. But it's time we stop that. Happy you means happy everyone around you. You need to take care of yourself, otherwise there's nothing to give to other people. Stop living your life for other people and start living it for yourself, and you will notice a massive difference. That's my aim for this year anyway. We'll see how it goes for now, but at the moment I'm taking a little bit of extra time in every day to make sure I'm doing something I love. Like this, like working on my website, like writing. So the first thing I need you to do is make writing a priority. If it's a priority, it needs to go on your to-do list. If it's on your to-do list, you need to get it done. Put spaces in your schedule so you know when you need to be doing something. I use a technique called calendar blocking, which Amy Landino talks about a lot. I will link her channel in the description, even though she has many more subscribers than I do. She is fantastic at talking about how to maximize your time and how to maximize living life for you. She has it all worked out, and I recommend watching her videos. So she introduced me to the idea of calendar blocking, and that is where you set your calendar, whether it's a physical diary, or I use Google Calendars because then everything syncs and I've got it on my phone and on my laptop and on my work computer and I know exactly what's going on. You block out chunks of time and you dedicate that chunk of time to one specific task so you don't get overwhelmed. So make writing a priority, something you put on your calendar, something you put on your to-do list, and make the rest of the day work around it. If it's a priority, it will get done. Something you can also do in those little blocks of time is do what I do, which is, say if I've got a block of 2 hours, I will set myself a target of how many words I want to get done in that 2 hours. I know on a good day I can write 1,000 words an hour. That sounds excessive, but once I know what's going on and I can just type like smoke's coming off my fingers, I can usually write about 1,000 words an hour. So say if I have a block of 2 hours, I will put myself a target in there and go, write minimum 1,500 words, and then I know what I have to hit in that specific time block. Work expands to fill the space you give it. So if you give it a specific set, you will hit that target. Even if you don't think you're going to. Start small when you're doing these targets. If you're not a very quick writer like I am, then maybe say 500 words an hour is a good target for you, and then you can get that done. And then once you get more into it and more regular and it becomes part of your daily routine, you can up that word count and it can become something like 1,500 words in 2 hours, maybe even more. I'm hoping to get that up to 2,000 words in 2 hours later on down the line. It doesn't have to make sense yet. You can type literally whatever you want. I sometimes use something called sprint writing, where I just go, gotta get it all out, gotta get it all out, gotta get it all out. Don't think about what's coming out of your fingers, just go. You can go back and edit it later. That's what the editing process is for. The writing process, the first draft process at least, is just for getting it out of your brain and onto some paper. Then you edit it and make it look like you knew what you were doing all along. Just start setting yourself goals, make it a priority, and it will happen. to what I said earlier about living life for somebody else and not having any time in the day to live life for you, something Amy Landino recommends is waking up before the world does, and that means waking up early. So if you're like me, the idea of waking up early is absolutely terrifying. I don't like waking up early, I don't like doing it at all. But my challenge for myself this year is to become a morning person, to get up every day before work at 5 a.m, do a couple of hours writing. So my first thoughts in the morning are for me and my progress and my project and something I love and my passion. So when I go into work, I've already accomplished something massive for the day, for my own personal progress, and yeah, I can give them their 8.5 hours because I've already done something that day for me. And if you're up before the world wakes up, then you're not going to be disturbed by anyone. Don't check your phone straight away. Don't go on social media straight away. When you open your laptop to do some writing, go onto a Word document or a Google Docs document and just write. Switch the rest of the world off. Leave your phone on Do Not Disturb. Switch off notifications. You are alone in the world at that moment in time. It's so peaceful and you can get so much done, I promise you. It's a beautiful time of day, 5 a.m. I used to be able to wake up at 5 a.m. and get things done, and I felt so good about it. I felt so good about it. I want to implement it more regularly in my routine because it makes you feel so good. So if you get up early, before the rest of the world wakes up, and more importantly, before the rest of your house wakes up, if you're up before the rest of your house, no one can bother you. People will leave you alone. If you have children, wake up before they usually wake up. If you have a partner, wake up before they usually wake up. And you can get a little bit done for yourself. First thing you need to do, when your alarm goes off, get up, get straight out of bed, don't even think about it, splash some water on your face. First thing you need to do, when your alarm goes off, get up, get straight out of bed, don't even think about it, splash some water on your face, go get a glass of water or a coffee, preferably start with water so you're like waking up a little bit, then you can earn your coffee, and just spend some time for you. It'll become second nature once you've done it for a couple of weeks. Up, ready, doing something for you. Then you can focus on whatever you've got to do for the day and you will feel so much better for it. You really, really will. An alternative for this is if you are a uni student or someone who doesn't like getting up in the morning and has a lot of free time in the day, stay up late. I used to stay up until about 3, 4 in the morning, sometimes writing, and I got a lot done that way. Sometimes my brain just has an idea in the middle of the night and I gotta write it down. I've done some of my best essays and my best creative work in the middle of the night. I'm trying to move that in the morning so I have a fresh brain. Your brain works better between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. in the morning than it does at night, but you know, late teens, early 20s, we tend to ignore all biological clocks anyway and we just do what we want. You could write on the commute. Something that happened to me while I was house hunting between third year and my master's year was I worked in my university city, but I had to stay at my parents' house, which was an hour and a half away from my university city. So every morning I would travel to work on the train, and in that hour and a half I would take a notebook or my tablet and I would just write for that hour and a half. I'm still active in that portion of the day because it's before work and I'm using that commute time for something that I love. So by the time I got to work, I was like, hi guys, this is great. I've already done loads of things for me today already and it's not even 8 a.m. I was the annoying person in the office that accomplished so much before they even got to work. And on the way home, I would use that commute time to write even more. I got an extra 3 hours without really even trying. If you tend to travel a lot, whether it's for work or whether it's just because you like seeing places, take public transport like the train and you can get some writing done. Not only is it good for your carbon footprint, but it's really good for your word count. Work on your lunch break. Take a notebook to work or your tablet or a laptop or something. It's important that you get away from your desk because you don't want to be sat in the same place all day because that's really bad for you. But if you get up, move away from your desk, take a notebook, take a laptop, take your tablet and just do a couple of hours of writing, or an hour. Most people get an hour for a lunch break. Who gives you 2 hours for a lunch break? I want to work there. Just take time to write something in that work break because it'll make you feel better during the day because you're using that break time for something you actually love rather than just staring blankly and eating your sad sandwiches in the office with Margaret telling you what she's done over the weekend, and she really annoys you, you know she does. So stick your headphones in and write something. Ignore Margaret. Fuck Margaret. Asking for private time at home. Now this might seem a little impossible to those of you that have big messy families, but asking for private time at home is something that might be worth trying. Ask for some time. Plus, if you have time to do your own thing in your own family home, you're going to be a lot happier, which in turn makes your home a lot happier. Mum's exhausted 24/7 or dad's exhausted 24/7. How fun's that? It's not fun at all. Parents are people too. Look after yourselves. Please, give yourself permission. I give you permission as a grown-up child of someone who worked her entire life working and looking after other people and never spending any time for herself until the kid moved out. I give you permission as a child of a dedicated mum. Please, look after yourself. Take that time. We don't mind. We don't care. We're never going to make you feel guilty for it. We just want our parents to be happy. Ask them to leave you alone for a little bit while you get some work done. It's okay. It's all right to do. You're allowed. Carry a notebook everywhere. I've always got a notebook in my bag, or I've got Google Docs on all of my devices. So Google Docs saves automatically as you go if you've got a Wi-Fi connection. You can also make a document available offline, so you can continue writing, it saves automatically, and whatever device you load it on, you can pick up exactly where you left off and continue writing. So whenever I get an unexpected 10-20 minutes while I'm waiting for a train or waiting for someone to meet me, or I'm early for work, that never happens, I can use that time to just whip out my phone and write a couple of 100 words. It's fine, it's fun, it works, it does good. You never know when you're gonna be able to get an extra 20 or so minutes, so make sure you have things ready. And go, prosper, live, write, love, laugh, be one of those boxers you find in TK Maxx that have those really annoying slogans on. Live your life, have fun, write. A few ways that I implement writing into my schedule, a very busy schedule at that. I'm a very busy lady, but I still manage to find time to do things. With your schedule, have a play around with some of those techniques and let me know how you get on with them. I want to know what you're writing. I want to know how you're writing. If you've got anything that I didn't mention, let me know. I always want to find more time to write. Tell me things. Engage. This is a conversation. Time.